What's going on, guys? My name is Michael, and here we are back with another video and with a whiteboard, which is a good thing because whiteboards make every video like 10 times more interesting. And what we're going to do is go through this process step by step to figure out how many calories you need a day to gain muscle, lose weight, or maintain. And this is probably the most frequently asked question I get. And when I get this question, I wish there was some way I could just tell you a generic number and yeah, that's good. But to be honest, it is different for every single person because we all have different energy needs just through our day-to-day life. Whether you work a really physical job like construction or you're a student and work at a desk most of the day, you see you're gonna burn a lot more calories doing the construction than you are just sitting at your desk all day. So there's a process. That's why I have this whiteboard to hopefully make it easier for you guys to understand and to make it more interesting, like I said, because this probably isn't going to be the most exciting video, but I think the end result will be really helpful. So the first step that you really need to do is you need to know your current goal. And this could be a number of things. Do you want to gain weight, lose weight, or maintain your current weight? So to gain weight, you need to eat in a surplus of calories, or just a better way to put it would be more calories in a day than you burn. And it's the exact opposite for losing weight. And then if you want to maintain weight, it is equal. So you're going to eat the exact amount that you are burning through your day-to-day activities. So once you figured out that, let's go on to step 2. And step number 2 is to calculate your BMR. And BMR is short for basal metabolic rate. And this is the amount of energy that you need just to survive. Let's say you were not doing anything whatsoever, just laying in a bed like in a coma or something. This is how many calories you would need for your body just to keep going, because believe it or not, you do need calories, which is important for a number of reasons, just to keep your body going, your heart beating, your breathing, digesting, all of that takes energy. So going on a no-calorie diet is really dangerous and you shouldn't do it if you want to lose weight. I'll show you guys how to lose weight safely later on in this video. So to figure out your BMR, you need to know 4 things. And I've made up an example person here, pretty similar to what I am in real life. And you need to know, are you a male or female? You need to know how old you are. You need to know how tall you are in feet and inches. So if you're on the metric system, just Google conversions. And the same thing goes for kilograms to pounds. There's a conversion. If you're doing kilograms, I think you multiply it by 2.2. But again, Google is probably your best friend for this kind of stuff. And there is a math formula to figure all of this out. So once you know all of this, you could get the formula online, but let's be honest, it's much easier just to plug it all into a calculator, and the link for that is down below in the description. So you might want to pause the video at this point, go down below in the description to the BMR calculator, plug in your numbers, and then come back to it. And I've already done that right here on my iPhone. I use the example person, and what we get is a BMR of 2,052 calories, but you can round it down or up, it doesn't really matter. So for this example, let's just say 2,050 calories. And moving on to step number 3, now that we have our BMR, so we know how many calories we burn at total rest, we have to take into account our activity factor. And like I said earlier, this is the part where it's really different for everyone based on your job and how often you work out. So for this example, there are 5 different activity factors. Number 1 is sedentary. And this is basically nothing. You sit on your computer all day, you don't have a job that is really physically demanding, and you don't really work out at all. So if that's you, remember that. You're sedentary. You should probably change that. The second classification is lightly active, and this is maybe working out 1, 2, 3 times a week, so you're not really that serious about working out. Maybe you're just starting and you don't want to overwhelm yourself. If that's you, you are lightly active. Number 3, we have moderate, and this is probably the person that works out every other day. So 3 to 5 times a week would be moderately active. Number 4, we have active, and this is probably the person that works out 6 to 7 times a week, so they're pretty serious about working out. They don't like to miss their workouts at all. That's probably me right there. I'm probably active. And if you are one of the people that like to work out a ton, and if you have a really physically demanding job like construction, picking up heavy things, hammering, and you're sweating on the job all the time, you are probably considered to be active. So hopefully you guys can look at these categories right here and determine which one suits you the best. And like I said, when I was going through these, for my example person, we are going to say that he is active. And remember, the BMR is right here at the top, and that is the number that's going to be different for everyone. So let me just go ahead and erase 1, 2, 3, and 5 and just leave active for the example. And if you're not active, you can go back and pause the video on the screen, or I'll put the directions down below in the description. So what we're going to do is take our BMR up top. So we have 2,050 calories. And remember, this is our example person, how many calories he needs just to exist. And what we're going to do is multiply that by our activity factor. So again, this is for the example, he is considered active. This may not be you, but you're gonna multiply it by this number right here. So active is 1.725. And we get roughly 3,500 calories. And this is if he wants to maintain his current weight, because remember what we did was we took his basal metabolic rate and multiplied it by his activity factor. And this number is going to be a good indicator of what he should eat every single day just to maintain his weight. Now, I know the title of the video says gain weight or lose weight, so let's cover that in the next step. So if you guys remember back to step 1, I said that you should know your current goal. Gain, lose, or maintain your current weight. And with step 4, it's really easy. You just have to do some basic addition or subtraction. Most of the math is out of the way besides this part right here. So we have our example guy right here, and this is our BMR after we multiplied it by the activity factor. So he needs to eat this amount just to maintain his current weight. So let's look at weight loss first. So as you guys can see, I drew a little arrow down here off to the left. We have a deficit of 500 calories, so just subtract 500 from this number and we get 3,000. So 3,000 is what he would need to eat to lose around 1 pound a week. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we have a surplus. So our example would be eating more calories in a day than he burns, putting them into a calorie surplus, and just for this I put 300. That's normally a pretty good example, and that would be 3,800 calories. So we're left with 3 numbers. We have what he needs to eat to lose weight, what he needs to eat to maintain his weight, and what he needs to eat to gain weight. A couple final things to note is that these numbers are really just starting points, and this is a good place to start if you have no idea what you're doing. And over time, if you're tracking your macros and your calories, you can weigh yourself periodically or just kind of look in the mirror and say, how do I feel? How do I look? Do I really think I'm gaining enough weight? Or maybe you're gaining too much weight. And in that case, you can cut back on the calories and just tweak it. It's trial and error, like I've said, and it's something that takes a long time to get down. But this is probably the most accurate way to figure it out, and it's a great starting point. So that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did and you're still watching, I'd appreciate you giving it a like. This video took me a long time to make. I've been filming for 45 minutes. Sometimes there are a lot of bloopers when you do these videos, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, links are in the description. Thanks again for watching. I hope this video helped you out, and I will talk